Hey guys, what's up? This is your ecstatic gamer. That was my old channel name. Now it's Derpington Craftworthy. And today what I have for you is 7 key things about what I'm about, kinda like. I'm gonna make that 8, just kinda going from the hip. I'm going to throw in a couple extra categories, so now we have 9 categories, and I'm going to probably throw in, I'm going to throw in a 10th category, and might as well throw in an 11th category, just because, and, because, like, I'm the type of person who starts something, and then I keep adding to it throughout time, throughout life. I keep adding. I don't just like start out like making. I don't just start out making this piece of art, put the Y down, and then I'm finished. I have to put the O, I have to put the U, the T, the U, the B, the E, and then I have to decide what color it is, and then I have to decide whether that's finished or not. And obviously it wasn't. It needed blue dots throughout the whole thing. Then I needed to draw stuff around it and within it, and then I had to draw presents, and then I had to draw Kate's name, and then I had to put the blue in that and make it awesome, and then I had to find a picture of Kate online that I could put see-through paper over on my screen to trace, put on the back of this, put this over a light so I could trace it out on this side with the ink. That's the trick. And it's not exactly, to me, cheating. To me, it was taking resources and figuring out how to make an awesome piece of art. And that's all there is to it. But anyway, and the LD Shadow Lady one as well. And of course, I draw on these. And they're freaking awesome. And I would be willing to sell those, maybe even give them away in a contest. I want somebody to make a video about Derpington Craftworthy with my channel, and it was kind of commercial of my channel was about. You could take clips of my videos I use and stuff and make something awesome, and maybe I'll send those to the winner or something like that. But I need to be able to afford the ones I really want first, which are the Turtle Beach, yeah. Cordless. Okay, to start this whole thing, we have 11 categories, which are just topics about me, and we're going to try to go through these as fast as possible, so you won't get the entire gist of each one, because there's a lot to each one, a lot within each one, kind of like hierarchy. Number 1, Jesus. I love him with all my heart. He's the most awesome thing that's ever happened to me or anything or anyone. And that's just all I'm gonna really say for that. It's just that I like to put him first, and I like to try to figure out how to get away from my past. I've made a lot of good changes so far, 2 years deep in that, and I hope to also be able to help those that I am with in sin as I am coming out and away from that. I want to leave behind traces of people that were in or where I was in, at that level. Traces of my help and inspiration for them to do likewise, to want to go better, to want to be more just whole instead of broken, I guess you could say. So that's that. Number 2, games. I absolutely love games. I grew up playing games, probably like anybody else does. It's just that I don't know. I just love games. I've always loved games. Even when I had the Sony PS1, and almost every game I had, I could never get past the first, second, or third level. Scooby-Doo, I got past a lot. It was pretty good. And there was a couple I was able to do greatly, and then there was always like a whole handful of ones I just didn't have the inspiration to get through whatever the block was or the problem was. But as games got better, it gave me more inspiration to try to figure things out in certain ways, and I realized that I like to connect through games. I like to um, communicate through games. It's really awesome when you communicate through games, especially on a good day. Um, my favorite game is Halo 4, and it's just I think people open up more on Halo, and I think that there's more intelligent people playing Halo, or people who are playing Halo become more intelligent. I don't know, it's just something about it that it's very fluid. You have a couple jerks on there, and you have a couple people like me who might talk or play their music or do something annoying, but it's all also learning how to get along with that type of thing, learning how to come and get along with people who are just different and have different attributes, different things that, may annoy you. I mean, we all have to go out into the world and be annoyed by something at some point in our life. And, we all pose some kind of annoyance towards each other. And for some reason in Halo, you seem to get past things, seem to learn how to concentrate and get something done at the same time at points, and then other times, go talking like this and completely lose track of the game and just realize I'm sitting there staring at a wall or something. So now I kind of like fidget my controller around when I'm talking, and I can't concentrate when I'm doing, because I get so deep into my thought. But yes, games are very, very important to me, and I think they're just as important to me as the life that I'm living, because it's based on life. The movements are based on life, the actions are based on life, and they're a way for us to be out of ourselves, kind of like, and to actually see some actions we wouldn't ever experience. Like if you were in war, what kind of actions do you get? And it also allows you, I think, to be more calm during those things, because, it's fake and it's virtual. So it does kind of give you, maybe it desensitizes you in a way, but maybe it also gets you used to something or prepared for something, even if it never happens. Thank God if it doesn't, with war and things like that. But I don't know. I could go on forever, so I just want you to know games are very important to me, and Jesus is most important. So now we got section or sector or part or whatever you want to call it. This would be category 3. Art. I love art. This is another reason why I love games, which is another reason why I love Jesus. Because, I mean, you look at the clouds every morning, every day. You look at the seascapes, the landscapes. You look at the world and how it is. I mean, you look at the people that God created that are creating things. I mean, art to me is just, it's not the word art. Art is like the label that we gave it so we know what it is. It's somebody creating something. But to me, art isn't the word. Art is the creation. So I am about the creation. And that creation having purity and understanding of its negative force in I'm trying to think of that word, but what the positive does, what the positive can get done during the negative is what I see in art. Because, like, there's nothing there, but there's a possibility, and the artist allows that possibility to take figure and conform onto that canvas. Yeah, deep. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's go with Sector 4, which is just, Category 4, or Part 4, or the fourth thing. Um, Music. Um, I grew up listening to all the secular music. After I had my daughter, probably when she was around 8 or 9 years old, boom, every song I ever listened to, when I listened to them, for some reason, the words made complete sense instead of just randomly making sense out of a verse that you caught because you're so caught up in life and the world that you're jamming out the song, but yet you're not really hearing it. And I heard the one song that was like, lock up your daughters and lock up your wives and stuff, whatever, that rock and roll song. And I'm like, the first thought in my head, I was like, this is what we've become. This is what we've allowed us to become. This is the stuff that we're lifting up. We're like, yeah, lock up your wives, lock up your daughters. We're coming. Oh my God, right? It's like, and people can't see the evil that has tried to conform us into believing things like that are okay, and then wonder why lines are crossed. Um, there was a kid, I think, a long time ago who killed his family or something, and they asked him, what he was thinking of or whatever, and, what he could come up with was, well, when Jason kills people, he never dies, and he always comes back to life. So this kid was just a moron going, Jason, I'll come back to life. Nothing will happen to me if I'm the one doing the killing. Right? I mean, it seems like common sense. No one's telling the kid, this is just a movie. People make this up. It means nothing, and explain to them what meaning nothing means. So at some point in their brain, there's a correlationship with the thought of common sense that says, oh, that's just things that people do to make a movie exciting and shock you and make you feel weird and scared or whatever and stuff. Not something that should be done or something that can be done or something that is actually, you're able to do. And, or even, without the hindrance of saying this isn't applicable, this isn't allowed, this isn't, then there's that leeway for his mind to go, you know? And there's a lot of boundaries, there's a lot of fences that are around a lot of areas in life, and a lot of ideas that are broken, and there's holes in those fences, and people go out into the crazy. They go out past the boonies, because the boonies been taken down. The boonies, the buoys, whatever, But anyway, so what were we on? We were on music. Okay. Music, yes, definitely. Green Day is one of my favorite secular bands. Eminem was one of my favorite secular people. He is still one of my favorite people. I try not to listen to this stuff as much because I'm a rapper, and as a rapper, when Eminem came out, I was like, yeah, freaking A, say it, man, say it. But I was just like, I don't want to complain no more, and I don't want anybody to think it's okay to complain. I mean, to explain like I'm explaining now, is not complaining. Complaining is, what the, man, I can't believe I can't get this, I can't get that, nothing for me, I ain't gonna never get it. That's complaining. Complaining isn't, well, why isn't this happening? Well, I want this to happen. This never happens. You're explaining it because you're speaking. You're not in that, horrible, whatever. Um, so, yeah, music. I mean, I love a lot of music. But I try to listen to Christian music more now because I really want the Spirit of God to work in me, and I want the Spirit of purity. I want to purify, and I want to just, be in God's fire and just be better so I can, be of some help to this world, to these people, to these lost sheep, whatever you want to call them. They're all God's children, that's what I call them. They're all my sisters and brothers, except the one that I will marry, and I will find her, and we're coming up on that. Now, category 5. Did I say movies? Did I even say anything about movies? Well, I want to make movies. And I had an idea for a movie called The Reluctant Christian. And it's just about like what a newcomer Christian might go through with doubts and with, falling back a little bit after he thought he maybe had got it licked and had control over it, and then he lost it, and then he wondered if he was okay, and then he learned some more stuff, and then at the end, of course, he knows without a shadow of a doubt his Lord God loves him so much he sent the Jesus Christ to die on the cross for his sins, his past, his present, and his future. So whatever guilt that comes over him, that he can't step away from it and walk forward and leave it behind and repent and say, I will do it no more. When you fall, you have to learn to get back up on your feet and hold your head up. It does not give us an excuse to be sinful, but it does give us an excuse to move forward because you are forgiven. And he knows and knew, and he knows everything about you. He only wants you to talk to him because you're his son and he wants a relationship with you. He knows that you did and you done and whatever. He just wants to hear you say it, and he wants you to come to him, and he wants you to lean on him, and he wants you to ask for what you need from him, and all that great stuff. So that's just basically, but movies, yes, and I want to put the reality in the movies. All the type of stuff you would see in Hollywood. The only thing is that it will have Christians in it, and there will always be a Christian in it, and it will always have some kind of ploy, some kind of, a lot of times it'll be the baseline of the story, and a lot of times it'll, we can make psychological thrillers that are about, someone's life and the crazy things that they go through. You don't always have to make it like magic or whatever, but you could make it diluted by the things that they think in their mind or the things that they believe in their mind because they believe in them. They actually stare at things or whatever, and sometimes you think you see things, sometimes you do see things. Sometimes things are shown to you, sometimes things are diluted to you, and you are mistaken and just kind of like a hallucination or a you can hallucinate when you've just not had enough water and you're in the desert. You don't need a drug. You can hallucinate just because you're so desperate in your mind that that's your imagination that becomes fantasy sometimes, where you can just be like, I used to fantasize about Lindsay Lohan just being there and putting her fingers through my hair and telling me everything was okay. And I would picture me and somebody like that, just chilling somewhere, having a good time, laughing, and things like that, just because that's what my heart desired, and my heart told my mind to fantasize about something that felt good, and that's basically, but yeah, I want to put that type of stuff in movies, not to hinder people or to hurt people or whatever, but to just show a Christian movie that's got the reality in it. When they show us a Jesus movie, they're not hiding their nails. So when we show our lives and we show how we feel and what we think up or whatever, it's real. It's real to us, and it's something that we're going through, and it's something that somebody else is going through. In order for them to find God, they have to find someone who's like them, who's talking about God, and they're just like, who's this God person? And it's not really what we say. It's the name that we say. God, Jesus, died on the cross for sins. Just those types of things that they would hear draw them to the Bible to read it. If they just believed just a mustard seed of what she said that had to do with faith and belief in God and Jesus that lead them to the Bible, it pleases your God. It pleases Him very much. And I want to make movies that throw a hint. It's not a movie saying, you have to believe in God, we're going to make this movie where it's so lame, there's nothing going on in it, because there's stuff going on in life. And people don't want to see stuff that's not about life, you know? And of course they want to see the excitement and all that stuff, and you can put that in there. We just have to think about how we put it in there and how it's thought about in the movie. Like, say, something really crazy is happening, and it's more like what would be magic in Hollywood. We have to make it more about, the grace of God, or the power of God, or, that God made it happen, or that, the instance of what's happening is just in another person's imagination, and you're getting to see it through our eyes of what the person's seen, or what you've even seen as a person creating this movie. You got images in your mind and stuff. I don't think we have to worry too much about hindering God's will. I think we have to worry about going forward, believing in Him, and trusting in Him. I don't think we have to worry anymore about, making, help, yes. Take care of, yes. Be a hero if you can, yes. But, don't worry about anything that has to do with, like, oh, my life is going to, I feel so bad about what I've done, it's gonna, you haven't hurt God at all. You haven't hurt what He's gonna do, or what He can do, or what He can't do. There's nothing that He can't do. So, you don't really have to worry about what you've done. You only have to worry about what you've done for yourself, because the devil put that there for you to fail, so you would condemn yourself, and that way you won't be able to go to heaven. So you have to, you have to learn to forgive yourself, and your confidence comes from knowing that Jesus loves you, and He made you to be an awesome person with an awesome purpose. And, of course you have to do the better things and the good things more. Don't worry about your falling back. If you worry about your falling back, you're just going to keep falling back. You have to sometimes just fall back and realize that God's there to catch you. And get up, because He did catch you. Even though He caught you, He might have caught you in the mud. And just look at the mud as your sin. You fell in your sin in the mud. He caught you in the mud. So you didn't, fall any further than that, I guess. I try to explain it to you guys the best way that I possibly can with my logic and what I've read and what I know. So that's movies, and this category is just, it's all over the place. This category. I'm 41 years old. I love to play games. Guess what? The category is age. Yes, I'm 41. I love to play games. I love playing Tomb Raider. I love Halo 4. Xbox 360, can't wait to get Xbox One someday, hopefully in the near future. If not, probably 5 years from now when it costs $90 at a pawn shop. But I've always been a kid. At all the parties I used to go to, everybody used to tell me it was like Adam Sandler, or Jim Carrey, or Robin Williams even, or Dana Carvey, because of my characteristics and my just entertaining wit. A lot of times it's hard for me to be funny for people that I am like scared of. So like when people like accept me, like I shine. When people don't accept me, it's kind of hard for me to shine when someone, it's like making me feel like trash. But I'm getting better at not caring and not feeling like trash because they're doing that. I'm getting pretty good at that. Um, so age, yeah, I'm not really worried too much about my age because like people in the Bible live till they're like 500. So I'm really an infant, and I'm just beginning to understand, you know, really. It's like I'm just starting to crawl, pulling myself up, trying to walk across the carpet and falling down. But I'm getting back up and I'm trying again until I can walk. So that's what age is like for me. Age to me is like you're never really grown up. The reason why a lot of people are failing and because they're old is just because they believe they're old, and if someone says they're old, they believe that, and they believe it because of the color of their hair, they believe it because the way their body feels, they believe it because of all that, and they don't get it. The head leads the body. Your mind leads your actions. What you think about yourself leads the way that you act. What other people say doesn't amount to anything about who you are except how you feel about yourself. If you feel that you can be young, then be young. If you feel that you're going to be old and cranky and stuff, just please try to not do that anymore because it's very depressing. Anyway, so I'm going to get off of that for a little bit and we'll go to food. Food. Pizza. Okay, first we'll do all the pastas. Pizza, lasagna, gnocchis, raviolis. Did I mention pizza? Pepperoni, sausage, extra cheese, stuffed crust, buttered dipping, garlic sauces. And don't forget a Mountain Dew or a Coke. And, so food. I like to make the sandwiches in the morning. I like to make an egg omelet and put it on a sandwich and either put some bacon or sausage on it. Awesome.